Hey guys, today we're going to do a session on math and resistance to math. So if you, like many of us, just struggle with math, don't understand it, there's like a mental block every time you have to do math, or if any of your kids are like that. I have kids who love math and I have kids who just shut down whenever they have to do math. And I know I struggled with math until college. It was just like a mental block for me. Like, well, this is so hard. I don't understand it. So if you want to tune in and see if this can help clear any blocks for you or your kids, you can do it on behalf of them. We're gonna get started. The first thing we're gonna do is scribble, a scribbling exercise. So you're gonna write down at the top of your paper something like, I hate math, or I don't understand math, math is too hard, whatever your block or belief about math is, whatever comes up, like, oh my gosh, not math, right? Resistance to math, write it down. Math is hard, math doesn't make sense. I'm going to set a 2-minute timer and we're just going to scribble for 2 minutes on resistance to math or negative feelings or thoughts about math, okay? Okay, I'm going to start the timer. Go ahead and just scribble. Move your hand however it feels like you need to move it. The point here is just to get that out. It's just stuck energy, it's in your body. Scribbling is one way you could get it out. There are a myriad of ways to get it out: dancing, running, swimming, punching, kickboxing, whatever. But scribbling is a really simple way, and even little kids can do it. So sometimes before my kids even do a math lesson, if they're particularly resistant to it, I have them scribble. And they usually feel better and are more willing to give it a try after doing that. But we're gonna try and see today if we can clear the deeper issues, some maybe inherited, maybe some beliefs, maybe some societal beliefs. We'll see what comes up. There's no rhyme or reason to these scribbles. You do not have to scribble in any specific way. You could doodle, you could just let your hand move. Circles, jagged, lines, sharp, smooth, soft, round, it doesn't matter. You're just moving that energy out of you. And right around the 2-minute mark, your hand will probably start moving into a oval or ellipse shape on its own, which is what my hand is doing, and there's about 6 seconds left, so I know, okay, I'm done with the scribbling. Okay, and there's the timer. So I was just scribbling. It doesn't matter how it looks. You'll notice here there's that ellipse shape that my hand moved into. Moving on, what are we going to work on next? We are going to see what beliefs come up. So I'm just going to tune in, and this can work for anybody, anywhere. You can tune in. When you watch it, you set the intention to release these things. It's just as simple as that. It's not magical. It's not crazy. It's not weird. It's just setting an intention to move energy out of your brain. Thoughts, beliefs, old patterns, release them. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing is a doorway, and this door is locked. It's locked. It would be easy to open if you had the key. So you're just like fidgeting with the lock, and it's like there's a deadbolt or something else, and you're trying to open it, but you don't know how. And so it's frustrating, because it just feels like I'm stuck. I want to be on the other side of that door and I can't. For many of us, that could be a block in our mind. I don't understand how math works. I don't understand the key to it. I feel stuck. I'm blocked. And even if someone hands us the key, we already have this idea that I can't, and it's blocked for me and I can't open it. So the key isn't really going to help us that much unless we are willing to use it. I want you to imagine that you are asking the Lord for the key to that door, and knowing that that key is already here on the earth. It's already in books. It's already been discovered. It's not hidden from us. We just have to accept it. So go ahead and imagine yourself accepting that key, accepting that wisdom and knowledge, and then just putting it in the lock and turning it and undoing the bolts and everything else and just opening that door. I'm feeling some resistance to that. Like, no, it's not that simple. You don't understand. It's not that easy. Math is way hard for me, okay? I just don't get it. So the next image I'm seeing an octopus, and I am seeing an octopus with like lots of pencils in its hands, and it's just like writing all sorts of things all at the same time on a blackboard or on a whiteboard, and it's like, I can't keep up, that's too much, like that's overwhelming. So it's feeling like overstimulating, overwhelming. I only have two hands, like how can these other people, these other octopi, how can they get it and just write so fast and understand so quickly? Nobody is too dumb to understand. God created all of our brains in his image. If he can understand, if it's a universal principle, which mathematics is, all of us have the capability in our brains to understand it. But many of us have blocked that. We don't even want to go there. Oh, no, that's hard. That's no way. I don't even want to think about it. So I want you to imagine the octopus. It just kind of like drops all the pencils and goes back into the ocean. And it's like, no, I'm an octopus. I don't do algebra. I don't write on blackboards. I'm just an octopus. Okay. And you are human. Humans do math. We are capable of doing it. God gave us that ability. I'm hearing no. No, he didn't. Not me. He didn't give me that ability. Maybe somebody else, maybe my brother, maybe my dad, maybe my friend, maybe my sister. Not me. My math teacher gets it. I don't. Okay. So I'm seeing one of those like old fashioned like one-room schoolhouses, and I'm seeing a little kid, and they are, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11, and they are supposed to do a math problem up on the board, and they're embarrassed. They don't quite understand it, and they get it wrong, and several students laugh and snicker, and the teacher hits them and hurts them and sends them back to their seat and shames them. And now that student believes math is bad, math is scary, math is hard, and I can't do it. I'm no good at it. And that feels like it's generational, like ancestors had those experiences, and it's passed down to some of us, and now we're still believing and feeling that way. Okay. I'm envisioning the other students going over to that boy and putting their arms on his shoulders and saying, "It's okay. It's okay. You'll understand. You'll get it. I'll help you." And they're all just there to encourage and help and not to laugh and not to hurt him. And he says, "But math is hard and it's scary and it hurts." And they say, "It won't hurt. We'll help you. It's okay. You don't have to be scared." So we're breathing out that fear. There's some trapped emotions involved here because he experienced some negative things. There's some bitterness, some resentment, some self-loathing and low self-esteem, some embarrassment and humiliation. There's doubt, there's fear, there's guilt, there's pride, and there is overwhelm. And these feel like they are inherited energies that we're going to just breathe out. We're going to release all of them and just let them go. Okay, feels like those cleared. The next image that I see is of a student, and this looks like an Asian student, and they are just writing really quickly on a whiteboard and going so fast it's like impossible to keep up with each step. What are they doing? It's a long algebraic expression. They're working the problem and it's just like a few minutes and they're done. And I'm hearing, how can anyone do it that fast? Math takes forever. I can't do as many problems as I'm supposed to in a day. It takes too long. I don't know how anyone can do math that fast. I want you to just sit with that like some people are just lucky, they're just geniuses. Like, how come, these Asian students can just do that? And it's not, that's a stereotype, but it's shown in movies, in culture, and we see it. And then of course there's all sorts of Asian students at universities that are doing really well in mathematics. So it feels like they're just lucky, they're just blessed. I didn't get that kind of intellect. And then we're going to tell ourselves the reality. In their schooling, math was deemed very important, and they were told to value and had high expectations for their mathematical abilities. So they put a lot of time and effort into that. They did a lot of drills, a lot of studies, they memorized a lot of facts, and we have been that nobody ever needs algebra again unless you're an engineer or something. You don't really need algebra ever again, so why bother? Like, oh, it's just something I have to take. And yep, another day went by and I didn't use algebra, right? We see those kinds of jokes and memes and stories, and we think to ourselves, yeah, I didn't really use it, so it must not be that important. In their society, they place a lot of value on being good at math. And in our society, not so much. So even though it's one of the core subjects, it is just not as valued as it is there. Education in general is not valued as much. That doesn't mean that anybody from other countries or other nationalities or other educational systems is smarter or more intelligent. It just means that they value something differently than we do, and so they put more emphasis and more importance on that, and they focus more on that than we do. So there's definitely a belief coming up, I don't need math, it's useless, I don't need it, I don't care, it's boring, It's not fun, it's not exciting. So I want you to just breathe. Sit with that for a minute. I'm going to let your spirit think about, I have the potential to be just like my Heavenly Father. And He knows and understands all math, all principles of math. And if He does, then I can. If I'm His daughter, if I'm His son, I can understand those things too. And they are important, because if they're important for Him and for holding the universe together, then they're important for me. And I may not have to spend my life focusing on math, and I may not have to even do calculus, but I do need to have a basic understanding of math and not fight and resist it. And in changing our attitudes towards math, we are able to be open to receive more understanding and greater understanding, so we can build on our foundation. If we have a good solid foundation of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, everything else builds on those. And if we have a really good foundation of those things, then fractions and decimals and percentages and algebraic expressions and square roots and all of that are much easier. We can build on those things without resisting and without fighting. New belief, we're going to install a new belief right now. Math is important. Math is necessary. Even me, I can learn math. I can be good at math. I want to do a tapping exercise right now because I'm hearing resistance. Nope, that's a big fat lie. Not true. I'm not good at math. No, I can't do this. Okay, so I want you to just tap on the top of your head. It is possible for me to be good at math. It is possible for me to enjoy math. It is possible for me to understand and comprehend complex, abstract concepts. I can do math. I can enjoy math. It feels good to do math. It feels fun and exciting to figure out a puzzle. Math is easy for me. I am good at math. I like math. I enjoy math. Math is exciting. Math is fun. Math is simple. Math is predictable. I love math. Math is something I am good at. Okay, so you'll notice I went from I can, it's possible, to I feel this way about math, to I am this way about math. I am a good mathematician. I am excited about math. But first it started out as it's possible, because our brain may not be ready to accept I'm good at math right off the bat. But it's possible that we could be good at math. And if we move through the possibilities to build up to where we actually feel like, yeah, okay, yeah, it takes practice and it's okay. I'm hearing I don't like practice. I don't like practicing math. Okay, it takes too long. It wastes my time. I could be doing more important, productive things than wasting hours working on equations, solving for x. I'm having a new image come to mind. Here's the image. A delicate, intricate flower. And this flower smells good, it looks pretty, and it turns into a fruit, like a cherry blossom, an orange blossom, an apple blossom. it's actually going to be very productive and useful. And it's not only looking pretty, but it's going to eventually feed somebody. And I hear like, okay, yes, that's useful. Okay, to create that flower, it takes mathematics. It takes an understanding of the principles of math and physics and chemistry and all of these fractions, divisions, different formulas to create a plant and a flower, for it to get the right nutrients, for the right percentages, for enough pollen to be on it to collect onto the bees, or the nectar for the butterflies, or all of those things. It all incorporates mathematics. I'm gonna breathe that thought in. Here's an interesting thought. I'm seeing these rows and rows of tables and students busily working expressions and working out equations on these notebooks, and you're just kind of walking up and down the aisles like, what is everyone doing? Why are they so busy here? What is this? And they're happy. They're happily doing this. And then you see that they are creating plants, mountains, valleys, water, elements, molecules. They are creating the earth. Mathematicians created the earth. And then you notice that they are just like you. They're our brothers and sisters. They are God's children, and they are helping with the creation of the earth. Math is important. Math is joyful. Math is creative. Math is not a waste of time. I've been reading about Marie Curie to my children for science, and she spent a lot of hours working mathematical equations. And, you know, it's funny because she felt like eating was a waste of time. She felt like dancing and parties and shopping and all of those things were a waste of time. And she spent so much of her time studying and learning and doing math. It's a shift in perspective, and math is not good or bad or a waste of time or not a waste of time. It's how you perceive it. It's how you value it. So we're going to clear this idea that math is a waste of time. So I just want you to breathe that out. Okay. Math is useful. We don't have to conquer it in one day. We don't have to understand it all at once. We don't have to love it all at once. We don't have to find joy from it all at once. But if we can stop resisting it, stop fighting it, and look for little puzzles, to look for little ways that we can simplify math. Oh, here's a fun little trick. There's all sorts of fun little things that you can do to make math easier. And I want you to embrace those. Just think about that and embrace it. I can find enjoyment and pleasure in math. When I get frustrated or find it difficult or don't understand, I can find resources and fun ways to make it more understandable, enjoyable, and easy to relate to my day-to-day life. Okay, so there's one more image that I'm seeing, and this looks like a hurdle, but it is like, you know, the steeplechase where they run and they jump over these hurdles. This looks like it's 20 feet tall, and it is just thick and it is solid and it is like, I can't get over that wall. I cannot understand this. This is way too hard. What are you asking of me? So it just looks like it's blocking and stopping. Like, no, math, like, I don't care what you say, math is not easy, math is really hard. And at the root of that, and the creator or builder of that wall, that block, is the adversary. Because he understands how important math is. He understands all that it can do, all that we have the capability of doing if we understand math completely and fully. Math is used by God. The devil doesn't like it. He doesn't want us to understand it. Just sit with that for a second. I don't know about you, but I don't like the devil to win. So I'm going to be just imagining. I'm just going to imagine that the Savior comes and he just like topples that wall, just like it's gone. It just disappears like it wasn't real. It was just smoke and mirrors. It was just a mist of darkness trying to confuse us, trying to block us, trying to keep us down. Okay, so that is just gone. It's not there anymore. I want to tap one more time. I'm willing to give math a chance. It is possible for me to enjoy math and understand it. I like math. It's interesting. It's fun. I feel comfortable doing math and getting help for the things I don't understand. Math is fun. Math is exciting. Math is simple. I can understand math. It is divine to understand and to comprehend mathematics. I like math. I love math. Math is simple. Math is easy for me. I'm a good mathematician. Okay. I feel like that is going to clear a bunch of things, help a lot with this resistance to this idea that it's not for me, I can't do it. Anytime those thoughts come up, you just remember that wall and you can remember Jesus just, nope, not true. That's not true. You are my child, my creation, and my creations are made with math, and at the root of them, they can understand it because it's an eternal principle. All right, I hope that helps.